Hello and welcome to Total Health with Dr. Nick, where my purpose is to inspire, empower, and motivate you to live longer, healthier, and more abundant lives. And I've got a great video today because this one's all about migraine headaches. And I know you've probably seen some of my previous ones, but this time I've got a special guest, someone who's experienced migraines firsthand. And I think I could speak for you in saying, I don't think she ever thought that she could possibly ever have a normal life again. So for many of you out there who are experiencing it, and it's literally tens of millions and probably 100 million or so around the world, there is help. You can find help with this, you can find relief, but more importantly, rather than just drugging the problem, actually find the cause of the problem and correct that. So with that, I welcome today Jennifer. So thank you for visiting. In fact, Jennifer is visiting us from Louisiana. I'm in Georgia, so that gives you, what's it, about an 8-hour drive over here?
8-hour drive.
And you came that far just to see if you can find help with migraines.
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's start off by just kind of giving people a background as to how did this all start? This was something that just most people don't know maybe when it started. They kind of just know as a child they started getting migraines, but you had a very specific time frame when it happened.
Yes. What happened is at 34, I decided to go snowboarding, and I've never been on ice, never seen snow.
You don't get that in Louisiana, huh?
No. So at 34, I decide I'm going to go snowboarding. Well, I have a snowboarding accident, and I am knocked unconscious. I have a concussion and 3 brain bleeds, and they did not think I was going to be able to walk, talk. They still say it's a miracle that I'm even doing that today. Because
so I didn't even know that part. I had no idea that it was that severe, that they didn't know if you'd even have a normal functioning life again.
No.
Wow, okay. So fast forward a little bit. So you started developing migraines directly from that.
From there, I was drugged most of the time afterwards. So I didn't realize I had migraines until then, until after I stopped taking the painkillers. And that was about 2 weeks afterwards. And then I started with the migraines. And of course, I had the dizzy spells and the nausea and the double vision. And I had everything that you can think of that goes along with the concussion and migraines.
So were you able to find any relief? Did you find anything that helped out with it?
No. At first, my husband put me in a study that was for concussions, and I went into the hyperbaric chamber. I wasn't able to drive for 8 months because of the concussion, because of the dizzy spells. I was constantly suffering from dizzy spells and migraines. Nothing helped. I went through the hyperbaric chamber for about 6 to 8 weeks, I think it was, and I got better. So I still had migraines though.
Okay, so you got better for the dizziness.
I got better for the dizziness and all the other symptoms from the concussion. But the migraines were still here. I still was suffering anywhere between 21 days a month with migraines.
21 days.
21 days of migraines.
Now, I remember when we did her history, she described having 12 migraines a month.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's virtually very few days, if not hours, when you don't have a migraine.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So, now you tried every medication you can think of.
Yes, I've tried everything. I went to the doctor and got prescription medications, the ones that make you drowsy and you can't do anything. I've had preventative medications I've tried, and they keep upping the doses till you got on to 8 pills. And I'm like, I'm not going to take all this. Who knows what it's doing?
Function on 8 pills. Yeah.
Right. I said, I don't know what it's even doing to the inside of my body.
Correct.
And I did not want to do that. I always wanted them to find the problem and try and fix that.
The underlying cause.
Right.
Yeah.
But they always want to band-aid it.
Right.
And so I did the hyperbaric, I did the pills, the medications. I even looked online for maybe herbs that could help me. I tried that. I went to a chiropractor, and he ended up making them worse.
Wow.
So that didn't help. So when I heard about you, then that was really why I was so skeptical.
So now, before you heard about us, did you get to a point where you thought, there's just no hope. I'm going to have to live with this all my life. I've gone everything. I've tried everything. I guess this is just my lot in life.
Yes, this is how I felt. I felt like I was not going to ever have a day without migraines. If I did, then I'd be thankful for those very few or hours that I had relief, and then just deal with the rest.
And how did it affect your life? I mean, did you have any... So we've dealt with patients where they said they couldn't go on family trips, they couldn't do any holidays with families, they didn't look forward to maybe reunions or anything.
Yeah, well with me, I had to kind of push through everything because I have 3 kids that I homeschool, and
Wow.
so they need me. And then, of course, being a wife and mother, you have your job. And then I also am my husband's bookkeeper. So for our self-employment business.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of always push through it. And I was always in pain. My husband could look at my eyes and say, you know what? You don't feel good today.
Well, the first day I saw you, you came in for the exam and x-rays, and I looked in your eyes and I just said, you're going down fast.
Yes.
And you just went, this is quote unquote, it's revving up.
Yes, it's revving up.
Yeah, it's revving up, and this is going to be a bad one. And I think you even told me the first day you were in my office that it's going to be about a 4-day migraine. So, so then how did you find out about us? What was...
Well, I was on YouTube and I was looking up stuff.
YouTube. Imagine that.
Looking up stuff for on keto, and I said, well, my husband doesn't want me to give up on migraines. Let me just see if there's anything on migraines that would be natural, that would help me, because I did not want anything like pills or shots, because that's what my friends were all telling me to go try next.
And you don't even know, when you start to mix different drugs together, it's called polypharmacia, and you get this potentiation effect where each drug magnifies the effect of the other drug. So you don't even know when you mix, say, 4, 5, 6, 8 drugs together, what the effect is going to be.
Right.
So you found us, or you looked on YouTube.
I looked on YouTube, and then I saw something on No More Migraines, and I'm like, okay, let me look into this. So I watched it, and it was an interview with a lady about how you got rid of her migraines, and then you just explained how you looked at this part of the neck.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so he's a chiropractor. So, well, it's on YouTube, so how legit can he be?
Because you're supposed to believe everything on the internet. You know that, right? Especially Facebook and things like, oh, did I call Facebook wrong?
Exactly. So I did some research on you to make sure that you were legit and that...
I really have a practice.
Exactly. To make sure that you were who you said you were.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And I guess I was.
And you were. So then after that, I called.
Yeah.
And then made my appointment to come here.
Right. We spoke to you on the phone first. So we got on the phone with Jennifer first, and we spoke to her for probably about a half an hour, 40 minutes or so.
Yes.
Got a good history, found out exactly what was going on. We had you set up an appointment. I think you came in the beginning of December and did a full exam and x-rays. And the key area that I always tend to look at when it comes to migraines is right here at the base of the skull. And that's the same area I always say Christopher Reeve injured. And when you do that, it can affect so many different parts of the body. It can affect your brainstem, and therefore it can really affect, you know, vital organ function too. But that's the place I always find, right there, migraine headaches. So we did a thorough exam, took x-rays, and I wanted to make sure I got you adjusted the first day. So what I normally do is I'll have a patient come back, do a full report, let them know what we found, and give them their recommendations. But I said I want to get her help fast because she is spiraling really fast.
I was.
You were going down, you were crashing. It's like flames, you know. And so I know I put you in the adjusting area, and I went over your x-rays in the other room, and I came out and I told her, I said, I found out where your problem is. I definitely know what's causing it. And I gave you an adjustment.
Yes.
And I want to say that within 5 minutes?
Within seconds, the pressure was leaving.
Seconds, okay.
And then within about 5 minutes, the migraine was completely gone.
Complete, okay.
Completely gone
Awesome.
within about 5 minutes.
And you said the adjustment was different than you've had before.
Yes, completely different.
Yeah, a lot more maybe specific, a different technique.
When I went to the chiropractor, they always lay you down.
Yeah.
And then they adjust you. And it's almost like they lift your head up, but then they just do that. Yeah. And that's it. It doesn't look like they feel for anything or anything.
Yeah.
Whereas with you, it was completely different.
Yeah, it was a lot more specific. It's very important. There's a proper curve to the neck, and the neck has to have the proper biomechanics to it. And so if you're adjusting it incorrectly, many times, even though you might be in the right area, you're not going to mechanically fix the problem to correct the spine and take the pressure off the brainstem. So as you said, within 5 minutes, your headache was completely gone.
Yes.
And then we had you come in a couple more times because you were only in town for about 2 days. We had literally 2 days to work with her before she was driving all the way back to Louisiana. And in that time, no headaches.
No headaches.
And then when you got back to Louisiana, I think you said it was until Wednesday at 10 a.m. I remember these things, that you finally got your first headache. So you were completely headache free for probably about 4.5 days?
Yes, and that's the longest I've ever been.
Was that fun?
Oh yeah. I was like, I can be like a normal human being.
This is what regular people feel like. Yeah.
Exactly.
Very good. And then, of course, because the bone's not going to hold position, this is why we do corrective care, the bone is going to start to shift back. And that's why a lot of times people say, well, you have to keep going to chiropractors. It's not that we don't get it right the first time. It's just that many times when the body's been used to an old position, just like braces and teeth, you have to keep readjusting it until eventually starts to shift and then hold its position. So her headaches came back, and we tried to give her things to do while she was away, but then she came back about 3 weeks later and started resuming care again. And
I haven't had any migraines since. I've had little picks here and there, but they were headaches.
Yeah.
And headaches are nothing compared to a migraine. Nothing.
Yeah.
And it's only been a matter of minutes, which is unreal to me.
Right. So if a headache does come on, and what she calls it, these little tiny little headaches, it lasts a short period of time or it's gone by the morning.
Yeah.
And even at that, typically they would develop into, I think you told me, a full-blown migraine to where you were back then, incapacitated. So that's fantastic. Yeah. So that's awesome. I'm so happy for you because
I am too.
To me, anytime we can, one thing I always like to say is I like to save, change, and transform lives. And to me, that's transformational.
Yeah.
So what would you then recommend to people who are watching this, who are in YouTube land or wherever, maybe this is on Facebook or something?
Well, I would recommend that they come to you first of all.
Yeah, we're in Georgia.
Yeah, if you're close enough, come to Dr. Nick.
Yeah. Although we've had people fly in from Colorado and Pennsylvania, so we see people all over. I did have a lady one time from Nigeria wanting to come and see me, but she couldn't work the airfare out. But anyway.
That's what I would suggest. Or find someone that does what you do, the corrective chiropractic.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking your time out to help share with our viewers and subscribers today, just that there is help. You can find help. And I always say to people, just don't give up, because there is help out there if you find the right people and they have the right techniques and really care to locate where the correct problem is and to correct that. So anyway, guys, I love and appreciate you. Thanks for watching today. Find a chiropractor near you. If you want to get in touch with my office, maybe we can help you out by you coming into our office, or we can help find a chiropractor out by you too. So anyway, I love and appreciate you. Have a blessed day. This is Dr. Nick. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.